Morning Cards, Pete Scully. It is May 21st, 2024. Got some really cool stuff going on. Can't wait to share. So what we have behind us is our stormwater retention pond. They have gotten the walls cut out and they're in the process of building the stormwater retention. We have these large yellow pieces. They actually go in a honeycomb type pattern so that when the water rushes off the roof and the parking lots and the hardscapes, flows into the storm drain, it does not overwhelm the storm sewers. If you were here in the last couple weeks, you would have seen a crew on lifts with power washers cleaning off the brick, just try to get it into a more finished state. Gutter systems also in the process of going in. There's a center core, they still got some decking to do and some waterproofing to do, but we're darn close to having this whole thing dry. And so I know it's only a small section roof so far, but they've started putting the standing seam roof on the east end, and it's beautiful. So I'm in the main entry. Next year, people will pull in off 161 and drive in front of the building and stop at those main doors. This will actually be a 3-story glass curtain wall, and it'll be a forced entry, meaning you can come in the lobby, but you can't go any further. So when visitors come during the day, they'll come in the lobby and then they'll enter our attendance office just off to the right to check a kid in or pick a kid up. And then, that's how we'll function next year. That is actually the permanent design. We will have parallel parking, so parents and visitors will have a place to stop, park their car, pick up kids, check kids out, check kids in. If you've been to the auxiliary gym and seen the band space that's grown up in the last month, you've noticed a big piece of plywood on the wall. That's this plywood. So we envision students entering the west end off the bus, walking along the east end of the auxiliary gym and into the main building as their main path of egress. All right, so this is from the inside. We're in Aux Gym Court 1. You'll notice that we have 10-foot steel framed walls that are braced right now. We are currently using this space as a place for storage. It will become a classroom space. So Cards, we're in the weight room right now. You can see that we have essentially many coats of paint in here. I'm actually standing on top of a protective layer that's over our finished floor as well. So you'll see when you're driving along 161, the new historic windows starting to go in. We're pretty excited to that. This weight room has become the staging area for that part of the project. So I'm standing in the hallway of the Card Center. This is the small group area. So there are 2 spaces. There's a large room that will end up being a landing space for kids who are on open lunch or seniors who do not have a class. This is south facing in one of the small group academic assist rooms. We've got block fill and a primer coat, I should say. And then our drywall is actually, they're on the finish coat stage. So any moment now, probably the next time we do a video, you're gonna be primed and fully painted in here. There is no continuous contact between classrooms. They actually have 2 sets of staggered metal framing. This prevents noise from traveling between rooms. So this will be large group space in the Card Center. You can see that they're prepped and ready for those windows that we talked about. We're looking at finish electrical, we're looking at flooring, we're looking at ceiling. We've gone from essentially a large staff prep space to smaller individual staff prep spaces on the floors. They're not on the final coat, but there are a couple coats in. So we have block fill, we have primer, and then they're currently doing the finish color, that light gray. And you can see the inlets for all the classroom spaces are that navy. The color of the flooring changes as you enter a classroom as well. So there are all these visual cues for kids to understand where classroom doors are, where stairs are, where doorways are that are important for them. Every time they do a coat of paint, the painters will actually identify spots. They inspect and identify spots. The masons will come back and fix. In one of the science rooms on the 3rd floor, and we have metal framing that are the trusses for the roof. So the first layer is fire taped, and then the second layer will be mudded, and that's all above a drop ceiling. So it's simply fire suppression tactics, but it's kind of cool to see it go up. We are in our STEM lab, and you can see this nest of wires up there. This is actually the shop space. So all of your traditional shop equipment and fabrication equipment will be in here. This delivery of the air handlers, they're on each of the 3 floors, and you can see they're in now, and they're starting to get plumbed in, and they were set on their pedestals. All right, Cards, I appreciate your time today. I hope you enjoyed seeing our updates. I have a feeling our next one's gonna be pretty exciting. Go Cards.